But all I got to say about that topic. All right. So, I'm still not home yet. I'm thinking one day away from getting home. And doing some things on the other side of the hill here in Squamish, British Columbia. And I'm going to blast off a few emails for all you to post up before I drive 2 days north to get my bush plane. Now, I've got a couple items I got to get knocked off. I'm not sure how to do it, but I'm definitely going to offer up you guys a couple avenues to help out with the upcoming creation that is going to set a whole pile of shit straight. I'll be figuring that out tonight, and the links should be added in below with this video, and I'll try to add it into the other ones. And I'm still in talks with my tech group on exactly how we're going to do this, what it's going to take, how much it's going to cost. It's definitely going to cost a few dollars. And if you wish to help, I'll offer up the option for you to contribute if you wish. Okay, and either way, this is going to get done. And that's about all I can say on that topic for now that I haven't already said. There is a handful of contributors I will be calling on to contribute to this item, and any contributions will be strictly dedicated to honest knowledge for all of you, and that's all it's going to be. And if you're new to this channel, if you haven't figured out what's going on, is we are kicking the bullshit to the curb, straight across the board, smashing forward, pointing out the obvious, the known, the honest facts, and getting everybody in the planet who's curious up to speed about what's really going on. Okay? And that's what's going to happen, and nothing's going to stop it. Enough's enough. Enough of the bullshit. Enough of the same old characters keeping you guys spinning in circles, as I said before in the past, and we're getting on with it. Okay? Anyway, so while I'm here, I'm in the bottom of a valley right now. There's actually a herd of elk nearby me. I can smell them. The rut's basically on right now, and there's a herd of Roosevelt elk nearby me right now for sure. I can smell a bull. But anyway, let me read a couple of these emails to you. Here's one I'm going to enjoy reading because it's local. It's from some senior members of our community meaning people as a whole, and I really enjoyed listening to this. And for you, well, I'll address you after I read it. Now listen to this. Hello, Steve. I've been reading your book and watching your videos the last couple of days. Your videos come up on my recommended video sidebar, as I also watch Missing 411 Can-Am Project. I lived many years in Vancouver Island. Spent time in the Sioux Hills. That's actually where I grew up and where I learned how to hunt. And lived in the southern and northern Gulf Islands. I now live in the BC southern interior on the Thompson River, Sage Country. We bought the house of the famous ethnographer, hunting guide, and naturalist James Tate? Teat? T-E-I-T. He built it in 1910. You'd love his trips up to the Tahltan, recording the story, James Tate and the Tahltan by Judy Thompson, 2007. You and he are kindred spirits, freedom warriors. The picture on the inside page features a 1906 shot of him with a bighorn mountain sheep ram, full curl horns. The bighorns wander through our little town here to this day. And I know exactly what town you're referring to. I know where you are. And the connector from there to Merritt is a hotbed for a lot of Sasquatch sightings. Some people who I know personally have had along that road alone. I'm 68, a mother and a grandmother. I spent much of my life gathering wild medicines and foods. My husband and I grow much of our own fruit and vegetables, and we get wild meat and fish from our hunting and fishing neighbors. We're getting old, but we're very healthy, needless to say. And no doubt because of your natural diet, right? That is the key to a long, healthy existence, hands down. I've been trying to push that on everybody as much as I can. I've always believed in Sasquatch, or the Soniquat, the wild woman, as coastal natives called her. I sewed teepees for over 40 years for many First Nation people in Canada. They all accept these beings as fact and willing to talk story about them. Our friend is Charles. I'll post up his name because I could never even imagine I could pronounce this name on my own without being hearing it. So I'll post up his name. From a small reserve just north of Lytton. We met him shortly after we moved here, Spence's Bridge. From the coast 10 years ago. He could see our interest in the wild world and his treasures right away, and we forged a strong friendship. He has shared a lot of the traditional knowledge of his people with us. His traditional territory stretches up the Fraser and Thompson rivers and includes the Nahatlatch Valley, which is Sasquatch country. He heard one calling way up in the mountains when he was gathering pine mushrooms one time. He said it sounded like someone calling for help, but there was no one else up there, which he knew for a fact. It was miles away from any human habitations, cold, wet weather, and he saw no signs along the way, and that would have told him someone else is in there. He said it was a strange and lonely voice, far up in the forested hills. He thought it was a Sasquatch. Charles also tells of a white Sasquatch, which his brother saw when he was walking home in Lytton years ago. It was getting dark, and was just about to cross the river bridge over the Thompson, where the two rivers meet. He hid behind a railway car. The railroad follows the riversides. Then later in the day, someone else independently reported seeing the same white Sasquatch further along the riverside. Neither person had talked to each other about it, but both had told Charles. 2 sightings of a white Sasquatch in the same place. So the letter you read of a similar report spurred me to write this to you. Maybe an albino strain? There are many people with stories about these beings in these parts. Although our place is in desert country, one only needs to hike or drive up right away from the rivers, and you're in very deep and isolated forest. Grizzlies, big cats, bighorn sheep, and mountain goats. We get black bears come down here in the late summer, raiding our fruit trees, but most of others stay up high. I've never seen a Sasquatch, and I don't really want to. I don't get up into the hills that much anymore, with my old bones making hiking harder now, but we still go for drives up there in the old Chevy, when the snow is gone and the mud season is over. I feel the presence sometimes, I think. Our good outdoor dog has alerted us to some things we haven't identified sometimes, as dogs will do, and we mind our own business. We're only visitors out there in the wild, and try really hard to be aware not to do anything stupid, as we pick our berries and then get our tails home. I'm attaching a scratch art piece I did last year of some hunters who are being watched. I thought of this piece when I started hearing your tales. I wanted to send it to you. Perhaps you'll get a kick out of it. You're most welcome to use it in your book or other videos. Just mention my name and it is free. Thank you so much for what you do. Such a strong and skilled man doing what you love. Stay sane and free. Sincerely, Teresa Wild. Well, Teresa, thank you very, very much for that email. I really appreciate it, and I can absolutely relate to what you said about the native peoples where you live and your friends you've made and what they've shared with you with their knowledge. It's pretty cool. And the scratch art you did is you're very talented, and I'm sure I'm speaking for everybody watching this video. We absolutely appreciate you and what you've done, and I will be using that for the thumbnail for this video. I think it's great work, and the scene you depicted is a very common one without a doubt. And what can I touch on some of the notes you made? When you feel that you're going into their territory, which is called the wilds, I hope that my take on that, my view is, we're all in this round ball together, and there are no borders if you are living free and respectful of each other. We are all here together, and this land does not belong to any one of us any more or less than the other. It just doesn't. I strongly believe, obviously, the government's at hand, the people in control, the elite, they are the absolute source of our problems. And one day I hope we can cut free of that source somehow without a shit pile of bloodshed. But sadly, I don't know how we're going to master a correction in the right direction without a massive amount of bloodshed eventually one day. You know, it's just a hard thing to imagine. The machine, this what you might even call the system that's been created and snowballed in one direction has gotten so out of hand. It's a real tough thing to correct. So what do, right? I guess that's why we're here today. Is we got to try to seek out the free-thinking people, the ones that are left, and spread the knowledge and encouragement and support to everybody, to each one of us equally, right? So, but anyway, there was one email. Again, thank you very much, Teresa. Really appreciate that. And if I ever come through Spence's Bridge, I will be sure to look you and your husband up, and we'll sit down and have a few conversations, which I'm sure would be great. Now, what else do we have here? All right. Listen to this. Let's get straight to the point. Hello, Steve. This happened between August 8th to the 11th of 2020 and has ruined what I always loved, doing remote camping. I'm an avid hunter, bow, black, powder, shotgun, etc. I know they're real. I saw it and it was no ape or human. It was no ape or human either. It was the massive size that stands out. Massive. And I had a .357 mag pistol. It's been out a week and still in my head, and those who go looking for these things are crazy. I never want to see one ever again, and I was a Marine. I sat in a truck with a pistol in my lap. I was alone and deep in the Shawnee National Forest around Jackson Falls. This was not a blessing, it was horrific. No one should want to see them. They are not teddy bears. Maybe being so recent, I am still very torn up about it. Massive, no joke. Here's what happened. It had been 5 years since I was in Shawnee National Forest, so I decided to go to a new area around Jackson Falls. I got there Saturday around 6 p.m. and found a good remote site away from the trailhead camping area. There's a lot of partying and noise. Saturday and Sunday night, nothing but a hungry raccoon raiding my trash bag. Had to pick up the mess. Then Monday, there was no one but me in the whole area. I'd heard some knocking Sunday night, but thought it could be campers. Even had some in daytime. Monday, went to relieve myself away from the campsite and saw what could be a track so I cleared of some debris and got the phone to take a pic. I heard some grunting Monday night, but thought a raccoon was back. Then I heard what I thought was a whistle. Thought it could be a remote camper. Tuesday, as I went to other spots to see Burden Falls, Bell Smith Springs, and even a closed winery and Lake Egypt, got back to site and gathered firewood for night. This took some time. I started to feel uneasy. About 8:30 to 8:45, I had a sense and turned and saw this massive dark shape from behind some bushes. Saw it from mid-chest up, no distance details as the shadows were forming. Then it turned and glided away. I ran to my truck and stayed there till about 1:20 a.m. or so. No air and peed in water jug, sweating in the tent. There is more as I film, possibly eye shine. I've never been that scared. I was a former Marine. This is no doubt. There is no doubt it is real now and should not be there. I finally saw lights and a van full of college-age kids pulled up to the camp across the creek, and they're scampering about looking for something with lights. So I got out, grabbed my gear, and left immediately. I've seen your videos. I think you seem honest and sincere. I have no idea how long it had been watching me, but I think it was stalking me all night. Until those people showed up. Side note, they were running all over and into the woods, even as I was leaving. I think you have something about our senses. We should trust them. You can use my name, Bruce Hill. It still is in my head. Hope time will help. All right, Bruce, thanks for that email, man. And I'm not going to roast you for the punctuation or the grammar in that email. I mean, none of us write smoothly and perfectly right. And obviously, to everybody else watching this video, I don't have time to proofread all these before I get going lately. But just let it be known that if these beings wanted your ass, they would have had it. All right. I don't know if you've seen the video yet, but I mentioned a couple videos a while back. If there isn't a predator alive that warns you way before it comes to kill you, all right? Every successful predator, including humans, strikes and kills silently and efficiently and quickly. It's true, all right? So I hope that all of you understand that no matter what it is, if you hear it clearly and you can't see it and nothing's happening, but you hear alarming sounds, your hair's turning to a wire, you're starting to crap your pants, basically, right? You got to listen to that instinct and just pack up your stuff and leave. It's safe to be out of your truck. It's safe to pack up your stuff. It's safe to leave. They've already let you know that by pre-warning you they're there, no matter what it is. Obviously, that's going to be a tough thing to keep under wraps with your emotions and your reactions, your nerves. Everybody's going to react differently. But if I could advise anybody right now on what to do when this goes down, I'm going to keep on saying it until everybody picks it up and gets it. Go with your gut instinct. Go with your senses. If you're scared, alarmed, your hair is turning to wire on your body, and you can't deal with it, You want to go away? Just pack up your stuff and calmly leave. All right? No matter what's going on. If you're getting screamed at, something thrown at you, something's paralleling you in the bush, just pull it together. Look at the ground if you don't want to see what it is. Pick up your stuff and leave. Okay? And you're going to be fine. All right? I hope if I could share one point right now before we get going with the project, where I'm going to share a lot more, it would be for all of you to just keep your shit together, react calmly, even though you want to run and scream or shoot in the air or shoot at shadows, whatever you want to do. Keep your shit together and calmly leave. All right? Because whatever it is, it's giving you the heads up and it's warning you, and it's not harming you, no matter how terrifying the experience is going down is. All right? I guess, and you know, it's easy for me to say, but I have lived it and I have done that in the past. All right? And take note, everybody. The majority of these stories are from hunters. But anyways, so there you go. There's a couple emails, and I hope this is making a difference. I'm sure it is. And if you have something you want to get off your chest, if you feel you need to share something that'll help you, then share it away at the correct email listed below. And if you want to take part in helping this current new project, this item coming to life, there will be links to what we feel will be the more appropriate route to do it in the video description below. All right? Take care, everybody, and be safe.